Lucy was my badass woman growing up in Charlie's Angels. And so now that we get to do this together.
Now we're sisters.
And it's pretty crazy.
Joined by the stars of the brand new DC superhero film, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Please give it up for Rachel Zegler and Lucy Liu.
Thanks for having us. We're so thrilled to be here.
This is so cool. Ladies, welcome to the UK. Do you get to spend much time when you're over here, or is it just quickly?
I just lived
this
here.
little lady has been living here, so yes.
I just lived here for half a year last year. So I was living in South Kent doing Snow White at Pinewood Studios. And so, I've spent quite a bit of time here.
And she took me to her favorite restaurant when we first arrived.
I did.
And it was delicious.
What kind of food?
Indian. It's Zeka on Kensington High Street. And I will take this time to say you should go and tell them I sent you because they know me there.
Hang on. What do you order though when you go to it? So what do you normally live in LA?
I'm a New Yorker.
You're in New York.
And frankly offended you asked.
Okay. That's fine.
Your favorite thing is
pickled cauliflower. Pickled cauliflower. It is so good. It is so spicy.
Everything.
Yeah, I did. I was kind of the big papa at the table.
I didn't have to think about anything. I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I don't have to make a decision.
We did it.
Have you had a chicken dansak?
That sounds dirty.
It sounds...
It's not. It's actually
it sounds like an after midnight movie.
Technically.
Chicken
dansak is very, very good.
No, what
very
is
good.
that?
What, it's kind of like it's chicken, it's chickpeas, it's tomato based, but it's quite spicy.
Gorgeous.
It is lovely.
We'll try it.
Stunning.
Yeah.
It's no Lambuna though. And if we quote your name, Rachel, do we all get 10% off? Is this the deal?
No, but it was really funny the other day because I think I've been there probably like 6 times when I lived here.
Add money on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they said,
yeah.
You've been here before. I was like, I've been here so many times. I tell everyone I know to come here.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Perfect.
Well, look, we are fangirling, fanboying right now. This is so cool to have you both here. First of all, happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
We're going big on this day. We are championing our favourite females. And we have 2 of the 3 badass daughters of Atlas with us right now from the movie. It's great to see more women being represented on the big screen and in, DC Comics, in the DC universe. Not as a damsel in distress.
Not at all.
But a kick-ass woman.
We are goddesses, so it's kind of hard to be a damsel in distress when you're a goddess.
It's
right?
true. It's true. We can easily de-stress our distress.
But Lucy, I'll ask you, how important do you think it is to have those female roles for young girls to look up to?
Oh, it's 1,000% important. I think representation it helps people feel like they have somewhere to go and that they can see themselves on screen, and it makes them feel like anything is possible. And I think the people who didn't have that and made that happen are even more, miraculous in that way because they just sort of paved the way.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel, in terms of working with Lucy and Dame Helen Mirren as well, how's that been as an experience for you? What have they taught you a lot?
Oh, of course. But also, like, just to add on to the theme of the day, Lucy was my badass woman growing up in Charlie's Angels. And so now that we get to do this together.
Now we're sisters.
And it's pretty crazy. So, obviously as a young woman in Hollywood, it's such an interesting thing to navigate by yourself. And I didn't have to do it by myself because I had 2 incredible women kind of giving me advice both for the industry but also for my life because, being a woman in general in the world is hard enough as it is. And so add on the layers of being in an industry that constantly tries to tear you down or, disregard you or cast you aside. I could not have been luckier and to meet them at the point in time in my life that I did. And so I'm just exceptionally grateful for them.
Wow. See, I always wonder that with movies, how close you actually get, and do you really get that sort of...
Too close,
do you really get that friendship and that bonds that you hear actors talk about, but obviously we don't see any of that. And I always wonder if it's as genuine as that.
The amazing thing is that when we met each other, we just had an immediate chemistry, and I think that doesn't often happen. And I think, obviously we played sisters, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be connected. I mean, there's a lot of stories that go on about people that are having intimate scenes, but they don't like each other at all, and that was the opposite in our case. And we would... When we had downtime, we went shopping, we spent time together. We took Helen out for her birthday. Actually, we were out together the day before, and she didn't even tell us it was her birthday, and we found out.
I got this panic text from Lucy that's like, it's Helen's birthday tomorrow. We have to do something.
Yeah, and then we took her out to dinner, and it was just, those are the times that you really cherish. And, we still have a text chain, and we call each other sisters, and we continue to because that's the bond that we built.
Yeah. So you're saying there's a WhatsApp group
Yeah.
Oh,
basically.
well,
I
yeah,
mean, we're
pretty
all
much. It's
we're
a-
pretty much all in the States, so it's an iMessage group,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But sorry, UK.
I had heard that Dame Helen.
Yes.
She is quite the karaoke singer. I understand that it's constantly she was
Is that
singing.
true?
Apparently, she was singing on set. I think apparently Zach was playing music all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that
what was going on? What
Helen
Zach?
was definitely dancing and
Right.
in
Yeah.
her warrior outfit.
Yeah, the limited mobility that we
But,
had,
you
we
know-
managed to bust a move.
Helen did actually ride that one-wheeled skateboard also.
Yeah.
Zach taught her.
Yeah, Zach
With
has
no
this-
helmet, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
Yes. But he was holding her hands. He would not
Yeah.
have let anything happen.
She
to
had
her.
the crown on, so of course she was
so
safe.
the crown
in
would,
that sense.
would break her fall. Yeah, the crown would totally break her fall.
Congratulations on the brand new film. It is so fantastic. And so many people love this as well. It's got that lovely join between, you know, there's the fans that are like, you know, the big kind of Marvel DC films that are out there, but this has that kind of like heartwarming comedy at the heart of it. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah, I think that's
yes.
what made the first one so wonderful is that it had this old school Amblin vibe where it was kids put into insane situations where the fantastical happened, and then it becomes this incredible battle for good, between good and evil. And I just rewatched the first film the other day, and it holds up so well, and it really made me feel very confident that people are going to enjoy ours because it really just raises the stakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's about two families, like your blood family and then your chosen family. And,
Yeah.
you know, I think the wonderful thing about it is, you know, within our sisterhood, there's the hierarchy of Helen being, you know, the older sister, and we have to listen to her. And then how
Right.
it switches and how we kind of argue amongst ourselves. But ultimately, it is about heart, and it's about, you know, what do you choose?
It is so nice.
It is. It's important to have that representation and have that, you know, kids to feel like they can belong somewhere, or if you're a bit of a misfit, it's a nice message. Is it true, Rachel, that you actually read for a different superhero role before getting Anthea?
Yeah, I did. Rich Delia, our casting director, I had read for him for something else that I got like so close to getting, and then it didn't happen as it does in this industry. And then he was like, Andy is looking for someone a Latina to play Supergirl. Well, they didn't tell me it was Supergirl. I figured out it was Supergirl after, because they don't tell you anything when you audition for superhero films.
Really?
Oh my god!
You don't know what you're auditioning for.
You don't even have the same script.
Yeah, no, you get fake sides, you get fake names, you get like he was like, well, you know, her brother is very prominent and he's died. and so I'm like,
And wears
trying
a
to
cape.
put it together, and I already knew like Ben Affleck was attached. I'm like, who am I? And so I read it, and I was so wrong for it. I was not badass enough to do what Sasha Calle is going to do in The Flash. And, you know, we got a beautiful Colombiana in there, which makes me very happy. But Rich was like, you know, I think you'd be really good for this part in Shazam. And I would love to bring you in. And then I read for it, and I was so thrilled when I got it, because it was my first job after West Side Story, and I wasn't booking anything. The reality of like pandemic realness was that my movie wasn't out. Nobody believed that I could carry a film because they couldn't see any footage from the first thing that I had done. And then, you know, somebody believed in me, and it worked.
She's a star, guys.
Oh, God.
Helen and I knew that immediately. We were like, you're going to be just fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
It's very sweet.
I mean, playing two roles at once, Anthea and Athena, is pretty. It's pretty
You're
special.
still going
isn't
with
it?
that, aren't you? You're not going to let go of it.
I am very talented.
I know.
Do you think this movie's genuinely made you like more badass?
Yes.
Yeah, do you reckon?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. I mean, Lucy didn't need to become more badass, so she already is the most badass one that she could possibly be. Do you feel like it made you more badass? It made me more badass, for sure.
Well, I think it was like riding the dragon was something
Period.
very different for me. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to let the dragon do all the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
I was like, do I have to do any training? He's like, no.
No, yeah.
And then cut to, I'm on the dragon. I was like, oh, okay, I should have done this way before,
should have
like
been doing-
20
we
years
should
ago.
have been doing
On
squats.
Charlie's Angels, I should have had a dragon.
Squats, wall sits.
What does the dragon look like? Like realistically, like
Well,
what are you?
Layden
sat
is
on?
made out of wood.
Okay.
So, I mean, that was the model, but I was actually sitting on a mechanical, I mean, something like what you're talking out of. It was like this had a...
Wow, like a big crane arm.
Yeah, it was a crane, and I was sitting basically on the marshmallow mic.
Yeah.
And they were just sort of doing different speeds, and it was connected to the computer, which is digitalized, and they have it all like set because they know exactly what you want to, you know,
That's
what they
awesome.
want on the screen. So they have it all, and even the camera was connected to that to move.
Amazing.
You know, it was just, technology is incredible.
Helen and I were so jealous that you got
They were
to-
jealous. They were jealous.
Did you never
They
get
tried
to
to
go on
yank
it?
me off
I
the
didn't-
dragon
I didn't do
and
any
get on
stunts
it.
this film.